So you know how Beyonce has the Bayhive and Lady Gaga has Little Monsters? Like, what is our
Didn't somebody already have a
group of stans gonna call
somebody
us?
already come up with a name?
For us?
Yeah, remember that? Like forever ago. It was like some Facebook comment.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, it was weird. It wasn't good.
It wasn't good.
I just don't remember what it was.
Oh well. I guess we'll just call them y'all for now. Hey y'all, that's Macy K over there.
And that's Elijah Cross.
We're hanging out on the stairs in my place, just going over some of the songs, well, all of the songs that you all sent to us to answer the prompt. Send us a song that makes you feel happy. Music exists. This video, we will break down a couple of our favorite responses we received from you, and we will share our individual answers as well. A song that makes you happy. Music exists is something in the musical quality of the song. Something in the music of the song just gets to you. Let's shout out a song that we'll say gets an honorable mention, and that is Rabbit in the Road by Rachel Kilgour, is how we've decided to butcher it, if we're butchering it. Kilgour. We haven't heard this one before, right?
No, never heard it before.
Just simple guitar, a really steady yet strong voice. Here's a kitty. This is Link. Come here, baby. Go ahead. Where are you going? On an adventure? Okay, you can just hang out with us for as long as you want. Anyway, Rabbit in the Road gets an honorable mention just because it's a simple sounding yet powerful song about things coming to an end, it felt like for me. This was given to us by Ken, last name withheld because we don't know if you have a record. Ken said this song is the one that was chosen because, quote, helps me understand a period of my life. Well, that's a good enough reason to like a song as any. That last verse, especially, where the title comes from, is devastating. You stepped out of the car for the rabbit in the road. You couldn't bear to watch him suffer, lying mangled in the snow. With your hands around his neck, you spared his misery. How swift you gave that rabbit what you couldn't give to me. When I heard that for the first time, I was just like, damn. the imagery and just, you know, the idea of violence as mercy and how that gets looked through looking through the lens of that as everything else that comes from before it in the song. It's just, it's a good one. Thanks for sharing with us, Ken. Sorry you didn't really make the cut. Keep trying though. All right, Macy's gonna kick it off with her first selection.
Okay, so Randy submitted a Queen song that I had never heard before, which is called Who Wants to Live Forever. I really like Queen. I've always really liked Queen. I guess not enough to really dive into their music outside of what I've already known. So hearing this song for the first time was really cool, especially because it's been a song that's been alive for probably 50 plus years, it would be my guess. And I don't know, I think Queen always really knows how to tackle a power ballad really beautifully. I just really liked it, and I thought it was a great message. And Randy said he chose this song because we all lose people we love. So I thought that was poignant.
Anything specific about the music itself that kind of makes it hit?
I mean, the guitar, obviously. Queen's guitar solos are epic. Just the build up to that big part right before the last chorus, I really liked.
Queen has a knack for just stacking those harmonies in a way that just you get hit with this wall of
big sound.
And that is why Queen is also the artist behind my first song I want to shine a spotlight on this 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 little known song called Bohemian Rhapsody. I don't know if you all have got a chance to get around to this. It needs your help. Abby sent this in and said, I know it's super well known, which is not usually my thing, but there's emotion and passion and beautiful lyrics while also being a headbanger. Parentheses for me. Not just for you. I came across, Bohemian Rhapsody for the first time as a child in the 90s watching Wayne's World and that, now iconic scene with them all going nuts in the car. I badly wanted to not pick this because what can you say about Queen that hasn't been said already, especially Bohemian Rhapsody? But I listened to all of these songs with my AirPods in my ears. That's where I like to put them. I hadn't listened to a good number of these before, like with that headphone type of experience. And when you do that, you get all the lovely little production choices and the panning of a voice from one side to another. That whole opening section with the acapella, and they have the voices little high, little low on one side or the other. I didn't know all that was going on. Harmonies, again, are immaculate. All the studio choices help make this something amazing. And the reason I decided ultimately this has to be talked about on this video is when they released this song, it came up against a lot of resistance due to the fact that it wasn't what was typical of what you would find on radio. This is a 6-minute song that they were trying to cut down, and Freddie was like, you play this whole record or you don't play it at all. And it starts with this, beautiful arranged a cappella vocal, and then the piano comes in, and then you have this operetta in the middle of it. Like, did anybody ask for that at this time on the radio? No. Did they care? No. That's what I love. The most memorable music, I feel like, comes from people who decided to kind of go against what may have been in fashion at the time and hit you in the head with something new. And this was definitely that. You start headbanging all of a sudden, and then they land the plane so beautifully and just bring it on home. Listen to Bohemian Rhapsody in headphones. If you haven't. You probably heard it who knows how many times at this point. But for that real immersive experience, go to the headphones. Okay, your turn.
Okay, so James didn't follow the rules, which I respect, and he submitted an entire album by
That's right.
Daryl Hall and John Oates called The Abandoned Luncheonette.
Please let's talk about this. I have questions for you, James.
Okay. The reason that he chose this song, James and I have this in common, is that he played it the first time he was trying to be intimate with his wife.
Yes. Macy played it the first time she was trying to be intimate with your wife, too.
That's right. Yes. So I listened to the whole album, and the famous song off that album is She's Gone, which is a banger, total classic. But the song that I really liked that I kind of kept coming back to was the album title, which was Abandoned Luncheonette. I felt like of all the songs on that one, I could close my eyes and I could see like a mini movie. Just the way the storytelling was in the song. It's very quirky, it's very playful. And I liked the musicality of it and the little doot-doot-doots and
The little doot-doot-doots.
yeah, I think that one was fun for me, and I did not think about James or his wife
Well, that's
when I listened to it.
good. I probably won't think of anything but James.
Yeah.
His wife, if I have to listen to it some more. I need to understand, were you like showing off the album itself and just talking about it and trying to set a mood, or were you trying to play, was this on while, I don't, maybe I'll ask these questions like privately.
Yeah.
Not for pointers, mind you, but just for clarity.
Yeah. I'd like to know.
Yeah, and I'll tell you.
Okay. Okay, your next song.
The second song I want to talk about is a cover performance of, again, a well-known song, but infused with so much. That's the adjective for when you just feel it. Jeff Buckley's cover of Leonard Cohen's Hallelujah. Now, Hallelujah had been covered before that by, I think it was John Cale covered it and helped give the song a little bit more popularity than it had from just the Leonard Cohen version, a version which most people don't even talk about, where they talk about how much they love this song.
Yeah.
Which, as a songwriter, I kind of feel some type of way about. On the one hand, it's like, well, they love the song. They just don't want to hear me sing.
Right.
Which, I don't know. I guess if it's out there and people love it, you should be happy about that. Did I say who sent this in? Andrea sent this in and said, the very first time I heard Jeff Buckley's cover of this Leonard Cohen song, I stopped everything I was doing. It felt like I was transported out of my everyday life for a few minutes. Mm-hmm. The raw emotion of his voice with the acoustic instrumentation is just the perfect combination for this song. And the lyrics make my philosopher's heart and mind sing. Yeah, the original version had not the same lyrics that wound up in this version. Mm-hmm. I think John Cale actually even asked Leonard Cohen when he was about to do his version, hey, give me all the lyrics you have and sent my... I have listened to this song in headphones before, but I'll talk about that in a minute. When I was listening into it recently, I love when just simple instrumentation can pack a punch that even a full band might not. And this only has his guitar and his voice. You know, just some effects put on both to kind of fill the space a little bit, but it's not overly showy. It is just an amazing arrangement. He plays it, does a little bit of reharmonization at the beginning, but then sticks with the song as written. But one mark of a great performance is the singer making you believe them. And I believe everything that has ever come out of Jeff Buckley's mouth. I still say that the greatest love song of all time is Lover You Should Have Come Over, from the same album, Grace. Grace is one of 3 albums that I owned when I first moved into my own place to live. And I didn't have much on me, but I made sure I had music. It was this, Bob Dylan's Love and Theft, and Ben Folds' first solo album, Rockin' the Suburbs. And this got a lot of play. He took something that was already well-trod territory and just made it something that can just stop you in your tracks. And I say this qualifies as something that should make someone happy music exists, just because, especially as a musician, like, all you need is your instrument. And that can be one instrument with your voice or just your voice. Just getting it across that message in this way, only music could do that. Only music could have done that. So, Jeff Buckley, Grace, forever. Mm-hmm. We want to share our personal answers to this prompt. You may have seen Macy's already in the email we sent to get your answers, but let's hear her talk about it.
I first heard the song She by Laura Mvula. I might be mispronouncing that. I think it was a music video, or I heard it on a playlist somewhere. But I immediately cried. I immediately cried listening to it. It shook me to my core. It's so beautiful. It's so powerful. And Laura's an amazing composer. She composed that whole song, I believe that whole album. And I looked her up and watched a couple interviews, and it made me like the song more. It sticks with me. Like, every time I've heard it since then, it still makes me want to cry. It's the way that the harmonies come in, or the bells, or the lyrics, I think it's a perfect combo of all of it. The way that it's laid out, the way she mapped it all out is very moving to me. There she was looking for a savior, someone to save her from her dying self. Always taking 10 steps back and 1 step forward. She's tired, but she don't stop. And there's a point later in the song after that lyric where the song is driving and you can almost picture her running. Like, she don't stop. She just keeps going. She just keeps going. And I think at the time in my life when I heard this song is probably why it connected with me so much.
It's hitting you right now.
It is hitting me right now.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it's a really powerful song.
Listen to it, y'all.
Yeah.
If you want to cry.
Okay, share yours before I actually start crying.
The first time I heard this song, I think I said immediately that this is something that not only makes me glad that music exists, but that I exist, and I'm around to have heard this. When we were doing our Kickstarter campaign, I was looking at some other campaigns, stumbled upon this artist out of, I think, Michigan at the time, maybe, named Lily Tomers. And I tell you, almost every single thing I have heard her release has knocked me out, but none so much as a song called Hope, You Whore. I think we can say whore on YouTube. Don't let this title dissuade you from actually going and check it out. It's about a relationship ending, but it's also personifying the idea of hope and how it can kind of be this double-edged sword, or a whore, as Lily put it. I'll let her use the metaphor that she wants. Leads us on sometimes, can be cruel, can sometimes lead us exactly to what we want. But the arrangement of the song, the musicality of the song is what really knocks me out too. Lily's voice is immaculate. The arrangement of the song between the acoustic guitar, the string arrangements, and there's a part that comes toward the end where a horn section kicks in, and every single time it hits, I get the frisson. Is that how they say it? Is that the right pretentious way to say it?
I will not concur. Deny.
I get the chills. All right, let's just be blue collar about it. I get chills every time that thing. It's almost it's like the equivalent of like the drums coming in the air tonight by Phil Collins. Like once you hear the song, the next time you listen to it, you're just like, come on, hit me with it.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. So every time it hits, I don't know. I play it sometimes at our gigs in between sets, and I don't know if you see me actually react to it, but it's like, Lily Tomers has an amazing discography anyway, but if you want to dive into the best of what she's got to offer, in my opinion, you could definitely start with this song here and take it from there. Just an amazing artist who you should know, and I hope more people will soon enough. That about wraps it up this time, but we are going to send you more prompts in the future, because this is a great way, I think, to know what everyone's listening to introduce people to more music, and just get to hang out with y'all. I think that is going to be their collective name. The collective name for Weston Ward fans is just y'all.
That's fine.
If you want to know when the next video comes out, well, you'll probably know because we're going to send it to you anyway. But to find out what else we're doing in this little part of the internet, feel free to subscribe.
And like. And like it. And share it.
Sure, like, whatever. It's your life. We're going to go back to ours now. Bye.
Bye.